bilateral band or cable row. So ideally doing this with the cable machine if possible, because you're able to track the resistance you're using over time, and we can increase it and decrease it as needed. If you do not have access to a cable rowing machine, however, bands will also be a very good alternative. So today I'm going to show, with a band attached, bilateral single arm row. Bilateral, all that means is the setup of my feet. It means my feet are parallel to each other. I don't have one forward, one back, or splayed off one side or the other. Just saying my feet are parallel to each other, about shoulder width apart. Row, we're pulling back, driving the elbow back. We're going to use a band attachment here. In order to set up that attachment at the right height or adjust the cable to the right height, you're trying to find a connection spot where about in line with the elbow. Alright, so it shouldn't be up in line with the shoulder, where it'd be a straight line with the shoulder. I want you to set it up so that if your elbow is glued to your side, that band goes in pretty much a straight line, or cable goes in a straight line. So, here's your setup. You want to be feet, again, about shoulder width apart, parallel to each other. Far enough away that you have tension with that arm completely straightened out and even with a slight reach. If you're too close, you'll have you'll have slack in the band, and you'll be missing out on a portion of that exercise, and that's where the weakness will be. So, again, feet shoulder width apart, and we have tension in the band to start, band right line with where the elbow will end. We're going to take that other hand and we're going to place it right on the bottom of the rib cage. The reason for that is because I want you to keep a tuck, like a little crunch here, keep the abs locked in that whole time. And if you start to lean back, you're going to feel those ribs kind of poking out. So right across, tucking down, and then we're just driving the elbow down and back, like we're trying to bring that elbow to the back pocket. We fully reach all the way back out and pull back in. If you feel more comfortable with that little bit of wrist rotation, I would ideally say start with the palm down, and when you finish, the palm faces the opposite direction. So we get that little bit of rotation. Again, no part of the rest of our body is moving. We're not leaning, we're not offsetting, we're not shrugging and leaning away from it. Everything else is staying completely still the entire time. Find whatever resistance with a cable machine allows you to do that. If you feel like you're leaning one side to the other, or you're feeling that rib kind of pop out or push against your hand, then you know that something needs to be adjusted. Over time, that resistance can increase, keeping that same very tight posture. It's real important that we keep that locked in posture. Right? That is bilateral single arm, either cable or band row.